Hello, I'm Tina Hudson with Completing Christ Ministries, and I thank you for joining me today for Thursday Talk with Tina. If you'll remember, we're looking in the book of James where I'm praying that the Lord is going to send you a word of encouragement through the pages of the book of James. In James chapter 1, verse 1, James calls himself a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ. To the 12 tribes in the dispersion, greetings. And if you'll remember from last time, we talked about James being the half brother of Jesus. Both of them had Mary as their mother, but God being Jesus's father and Joseph being James's father. I would like for us today to look at that second word where it says James, a servant of God. The original meaning of that word is found in Deuteronomy chapter 15, beginning with verse 12, where Moses writes, if a fellow Hebrew, a man or a woman, sells himself to you and serves you for 6 years, in the seventh year you must let him go free. And when you release him, do not send him away empty handed. Supply him liberally from your flock, your threshing floor, and your wine press. And then if you skip down in verse 16, it says, if your servant says to you, I do not want to leave you, because he loves you and your family and is well off with you, then take an awl and push it through his earlobe into the door, sort of like an ear piercing, and he will become your servant for life. Do the same for your maidservant. And so what we see here is James doesn't say, I am pridefully the brother of Jesus. I grew up in the same house with Jesus. He says instead, I am a bondservant. I am a slave by choice for the rest of my life to the Lord Jesus Christ. And when I look at that and I look at my own life, that should be a description of who I am in Jesus. I should make the choice because of the relationship that I have with him and the appreciation that I have for what he's done for me to choose to be a bondservant for the rest of my life. Am I doing that? Does it reflect in my actions, in my attitudes, in the way that I serve other people as well as the Lord? And at the end of that verse, it says, to the 12 tribes in the dispersion, the 12 tribes being the 12 tribes of Israel, and they were dispersed. The dispersion came as a result of the persecution that came to the church in Jerusalem after Stephen was martyred. And these people just went out from Jerusalem, wherever they found themselves, wherever they landed, is where their ministry took root. And so, we have been placed in certain families by God. We've been placed in certain communities, in certain churches. God has placed us in the United States, in the state in which we live. And the purpose there is during wherever we find ourselves, we are during that time to be serving the Lord wholeheartedly. So are we doing that today? Am I serving the Lord as a bondservant? And am I willing to serve him wherever he has placed me, telling the good news to the lost as well as being encouragement to fellow believers? I pray that you have a blessed day in Jesus. Go and be Jesus to others today. Thank you and God bless.